to the tube. What's good with y'all, man? Another day, another blessing, man. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all striving, styling, profiling, man. Taking care of the things that y'all need to take care of, man. Putting y'all's best foot forward, man. Making it happen, man. I pray that the Lord is blessing y'all, taking care of y'all, man. Helping y'all get through the things that y'all need to get through. Helping y'all put y'all's faith to good use, to good work, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 3:33 a.m. Fill up, man. Come get this fill up, man. My gas prices is cheap. The only thing it requires is faith, obedience, and consistency, discipline upon the Lord, man. With that being said, man, today we are talking about a good one, and it's for the fellas, man. Sorry, ladies, but hopefully y'all not worldly. The ladies that if there is ladies watching this, hopefully y'all not worldly. We just gonna assume that y'all not worldly. So this one for the fellas. Fellas, today we're gonna talk about hypergamy. Hypergamy, a hypergamous woman is only for a worldly woman. Today we're gonna talk about hypergamy is for the worldly woman. Hypergamy only applies to the worldly woman. You might be wondering, like, man, what is hypergamy? All right, what is that? In the final, I kind of know what a worldly woman is, so let's start with a worldly woman, right? A worldly woman, argumentative, combative, always challenges, tries to make an example out of you, very narcissistic, self-centered, spends uncontrollably, spends only for herself, can't look out for the household, makes everything very performative, you know, have such a high standard, but herself can't even meet those standards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, social media got her in a chokehold. She gets her research from social media. You know what I'm saying? She gets her character, her comebacks, what else? You know, her ways of thinking, right? And you couple that on top of the programs that she had to learn as a child, or, you know, the survival mode programming that she had to learn as a child, right? And that multiple people had made her aware of, but she don't care because that program is running on default, the default network mode. Look that up, default network mode, right? So hypergamy, what's hypergamy? Hypergamy is, in a nutshell, basically, if a woman feels like she can't survive, she wants to mate with the guy that brings the most security, that biologically fills her needs, right? Biologically fills her needs, right? So it's all external, because this is a worldly woman we're talking about. We're not talking about a godly, a virtuous woman. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a worldly woman, right? So we're gonna say a worldly girl, right? Because a virtuous woman, a woman is different from a girl. A woman is different. You see what I'm saying? So we got a lot of grown women that are children, that, you know what I'm saying, children trapped in grown women bodies. So, and we got men like that too. So make a video for the fellas and get that to y'all ladies. But hypergamy is her not feeling like she has satisfied. So it's her, she can be with you through the come up and everything, but the next person, the next man that got more money, more status, maybe look better or something, just that more money, more status specifically, she's gonna monkey branch off, right? So she's not just gonna cold turkey you and just break it off. She's gonna slowly set it up. She's gonna be real strategic. Like, pay attention to these characteristics, man. Real strategic, real argumentative, either that or just real love bombing, is one or the other. Guilty conscience, a very bad guilty conscience. Hypergamous worldly women have a very bad guilty conscience, a lot of anxiety, right? So she's gonna monkey branch. She's holding on to the relationship with you, or the friend that you witnessing, or whatever. She's holding on to that relationship while building something new in the background. And she's just waiting for that window of opportunity to monkey branch out of there. So in the meantime, one day she's hot, next day she's cold. emotions up and down, making the relationship performative, doing untrustworthy things, lying, and not taking no accountability, not being responsible, maybe even try to have a kid with you, just things like that, man. And as a means of security. But fellas, don't fall for that trap, man. Regardless, don't fall for that trap. Even if the kid is too late and things like that, you don't fall for that trap, because you're a follower of Jesus Christ. We make mistakes, but it's about you getting up. And you gotta have faith in the Lord, because at that point it's more of a spiritual battle. So I'm not gonna give you advice on, oh, dog her and do all this. No, I'm gonna tell you to turn into that Bible, stay prayed up, and literally keep pressing forward. That is a Delilah. That's either a Jezebel that comes in the form of Jezebel, or Delilah, or both, a combination of both, right? There's male Jezebels as well, but it either comes in the form of Jezebel or Delilah, one or the other. Delilah wanting to know your power, wanting to know your resources, wanting to know just what makes you you, and leverage that against you. And the Jezebel is very similar, but uses that defiance and uses seduction to brainwash you. Both master manipulators. So at that point, the reason why I encourage y'all to stay in y'all's Bible and stay prayerful and keep pressing forward is because you're dealing with, it's something spiritual. It's not even that person. That woman don't even realize what she's doing. But you got to be so cold that you got to recognize the worldly habits. And not only that, but if you got the eyes to recognize the worldly habits, then 9 times out of 10, you're in an environment where you have to hold yourself accountable. And you got to move around. You got to end that relationship. You have to make a sacrifice, or you're going to be making a bigger sacrifice later on, or in the end. You know what I'm saying? A hypergamous worldly woman is controlled by the strings of Delilah or Jezebel. And when that spirit is operating behind her, they're master craftsmen at what they do, manipulators, right? So don't do nothing out of the ordinary. You have to go into prayer. It is much bigger than that. F the history, F the pleasure, F the memories, F it all, man, once you get to that point, because it's going to be a never-ending cycle. And if you continue to put up with it and not realize your worth, it says it. Her path, she doesn't ponder her steps. That type of woman doesn't ponder her steps. Her path leads right to hell, literally. She's going to send herself to hell, and she's going to drag you along with her. So with that being said, man, you have to stay prayed up. You have to go on that fast. You have to figure out and ask the Lord, what do I do next? It is of his will to help you get out of that. You can only be rescued and delivered by the Holy Ghost and Jesus Christ himself. At that point, it's not too late if you have faith. It sounds like it's a last option, but if you have that relationship, yeah, you're going to dibble and dabble in sin. You fail, yeah, but you know yourself. God knows you better than you know yourself. You know yourself, and God knows you better than you know yourself. Faith the size of a mustard seed. You tell this mountain to move into the water, it moves into the water, right? So if you know yourself as being resilient and you're able to bounce back, that's all God needs. He'll multiply that times 10, right? He'll restore everything you lost times 10, everything you sacrificed times 10, everything that was taken away from you, every conversation you didn't hear, every conversation you wasn't a part of, every scheme and plot. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, he's going to replace it with something new, right? But that's just food for thought, fellas. Make sure you notice patterns. Do not pay attention to that hypergamous worldly woman. Do not pay attention to them words. Pay attention to them patterns no matter what. Don't comment on it. Don't just pay attention to it and make your evaluation from there, because it's going to save you in the long run. And that's for my age group. That's for older. That's for younger. We all didn't have to deal with it. But man, I pray this is a good one for y'all. Stay away from the hypergamous worldly woman. If she doesn't pour into your goals, if she doesn't support you, if she can't be down for your come up, you know what I'm saying? You can't leave that woman. If she stayed down with you, you can't leave that woman. If she stayed respectful to you, stayed down with you, poured into you, did her part, did above and carried your part, and then you come up and you forget about her, you're a coward. Okay? You're not a man, right? So don't take advantage, because a woman who genuinely loves, who cares, who's in her femininity, who's secure, who's confident, who can breathe life into you with her words and build you up, that's something you don't want to lose. It says it in Proverbs, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. right? You find a wife, right? Because God is going to bless you with her. But you have to do your part. You have to make yourself, you gotta break free of that, you know? So with that being said, fellas, I pray this was a good word for y'all. Y'all stay prayed up, man. Watch for these wolves in sheep clothing, man. They're disguised as women and men, family and friends. Work, self-employment, just ask the Lord for discernment, man. But with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. I pray this is a good word for y'all. Y'all keep going. Be watchful, be vigilant, because the enemy, the adversary, roams around like a prowling lion, seeking for someone to devour. Stay prayed up. Once again, I love y'all, man. And I'm out.